Adam Collins with Cricbuzz Unplugged here at the home of cricket, Lords, and I have with me England's one-day skipper Eoin Morgan ahead of the one-day World Cup later this year. This field could be a very special place for you come July if you're able to hold that trophy up. Do you give yourself that opportunity to think about what it might mean to you and what it might mean for England cricket to do that at this special place?
I haven't. I've been around cricket a very long time, and I think if you ever get ahead of yourself, I don't think it lands you in a good place. Lords it holds a special place in my heart. It's my home ground, has been since I was 16 years old. Been very fortunate enough to play a lot of international cricket at the ground, but I haven't allowed myself to think about that because there's so much cricket to be played before it. There are unbelievably strong sides within that World Cup, and I think this year's format really will mean that no side relies on a huge amount of luck. By the time that the 9 group games are finished and the 2 semi-finals, you will have the best team in the world at that given time.
We actually saw you go to the West Indies almost in a really well-timed stoush on small grounds with Chris Gayle bombing the ball out of the stadium. What was your analysis after those 4 games over there in the one-day format? Yeah,
it was a huge challenge. We ran into a very strong and exciting West Indies side, and you're right, Chris Gayle was in fantastic form along with a couple of other players. I think with the facilities and dimensions of the ground and the wickets that we played on, it was a bigger challenge for our bowlers than our batters. We saw a lot of high-scoring games in which bowlers were put under a lot of pressure, which I think leading into this year's World Cup will put us in a really strong position because it makes us go and look back at our plans and how good we have to be on any given day against one of the best batsmen in the world. So we learned a huge amount. The timing of the tour couldn't have been better as regards a big challenge for us.
In terms of prep, it's not going much better than it is for a couple of blokes at the IPL rather. Johnny Bairstow and Sam Curran yesterday. Are you keeping a close eye on what's going on in India?
Yeah, always. It's really an attractive tournament to watch as a fan. So, and obviously that natural interest of watching our players play out there. I think Johnny's knock was one of the best of the IPL so far, and Sam last night was really outstanding, particularly after being dropped after the first game and coming back in for the third game and produce a performance like that really does, excite every English cricketer about the possibility of the talent we have sitting behind guys at the moment.
4 years ago, it was a campaign which you oversaw, which didn't go well, which really kick-started England's revolution in white ball cricket. What are the main couple of things you can point to as to how England's so different in 2019 compared to 2015? Yeah,
I think a lot of things. I think directly after that, the appointment of Andrew Strauss was a huge contributing factor to where we are now. The direction and clarity that he gave to the selectors, the captain, the coach, in order to change things completely because we were so far behind the rest of the world and the cricket that they were playing. So initially it was that. The clarity in which the selectors entrusted the captain and coach to select the players and to play in a method and mantra that would be trusted for a longer period of time than previous, teams had produced. So having that and selecting guys that were extremely talented, aggressive, positive cricketers, from there really we haven't looked back. We've learnt a huge amount over the last 4 years, and I think grown a lot as a side, and in amongst that a lot of leaders have grown with that, and I think that's held the side in a really strong position.
From the outside looking in, your team obviously can achieve amazing feats with the bat especially, but of course a side like that is prone to having an off day, but it doesn't seem to worry you. Would that be a fair depiction, that if one day in the World Cup it doesn't go right, it's not going to shock you and it won't shatter you either?
No, not at all. I think when we've not played as well with the bat as we would like to have, when we've come up on a very similar wicket the next time, we have shown and have a good track record of playing better cricket, and guys have grown in confidence because of that. And I think throughout the World Cup things aren't going to go right, and we will go through tough periods, but I think as a team we're well up to challenges like that.
So many options with your fast bowling at the moment. One of those now becomes Jofra Archer, a player which the whole world is talking about. I know your perspective on it's been you've had a great troop of fast bowlers to get you this far. So close to the tournament, is there a temptation to pick him in that squad of 15?
I think there's plenty of time between now and the time that we have to select the final 15 to have a look at everybody. We've actually gone past, selecting a squad of 15 because of performances that guys have put in over the last 3.5 years, and we actually have 18 or 19 guys that could easily be selected in that squad of 15. So it's great competition for places. And I think guys who are competing for places at the moment will get fantastic opportunity closer to that selection in the Pakistan series to try and prove their case.
And you personally, you'll do your preparation, not in India at the IPL, but very much at home here at Lord's, playing for Middlesex in those one-day internationals against Pakistan. That feels like the perfect prep for you?
Yeah, it is. I feel fresh at the moment and ready to play some cricket, and obviously the preparation here, hopefully the weather will turn a little bit by the time we start the one-day internationals, but getting back into the swing of things in county cricket's a nice way to start.
Huge year ahead for you, Eoin Morgan, in 2019. A lot of it will happen here at Lord's. Thanks so much for joining Cricbuzz.
Thank you very much.